Hey, what's up guys? Hopefully everybody is doing very well. So when you just started out on guitar, learning all your new chords and especially changing them around quickly can be quite a struggle. So in this video I would like to share a method on chord practicing based around a trick called chord freezing, and hopefully this will help you to learn all your new chords more easily and allow you to change them around much faster. So if that sounds interesting to you, stick around. Now let me mention that this chord freezing trick is not something that I invented. I got this trick from my old guitar teacher. He was actually Gandalf.
You shall not pass!
And please note that this trick or this method can also apply when you're a more advanced guitar player trying to learn new difficult and challenging chord shapes. So ready? Let's get to it. Okay, the first step is going to be our simple chord shaping. Let's start out with an E chord. We're going to do this finger for finger, and note that we want to do that movement as little as possible because we might end up programming that particular movement. That's the idea behind this exercise. Okay, the first finger is going to the third string on the first position. Slide all the way up to your working fret. That will help you to eliminate buzzes and noises. Second finger goes to the fifth string of the second fret, and the third finger is going to the fourth string of the second fret as well. Okay, your thumb is going to be in a vertical position behind the back of the guitar like that, allowing a little bit of a soft pressure to help out your fingers pushing the strings over here, while also preparing your thumb for the somewhat harder to play bar chords. Okay, once you're confident that your fingers are in the correct position, just play your guitar once, all of your strings. Okay, see if you have some noises or muted notes. Try to come up with a satisfied result. Okay, second step, this is where the magic happens. So let's say we got our E chord and we are happy with the result and happy with the sound. What we're going to do now is our chord freezing. So we're going to freeze the fingers. That means we're going to freeze the actual positioning of the fingers, and we're going to lift it up in the air like this and keep the fingers in that sort of frozen position. The idea behind this is that we will spend the most time in the beginning stage of learning a new chord or on your guitar in this position instead of figuring out where the fingers need to go, and you might end up programming the wrong movements. Like this, you will program your actual shape and your fingers will be able to find back their way quickly. Okay, then we go back to the guitar. We will place the fingers above the strings. We will not push the strings yet until we are absolutely sure that they are back in their correct position. Once you are confident that they are, place your chord back to the guitar, play it once and make sure you have a more or less noise-free chord sound. Okay, now we are going to repeat this step twice. So we play it 3 times in total. So we're going to lift up our chord again, move it around a little bit, place it on top of your head. Yeah, go back into the air, leave your chords, leave your fingers in this frozen position. Go back to the guitar, play a chord again. Lift your chord back into the air, move it around, place it on top of your head and on your face. You go back to the guitar and you play it again. So note that we only played this finger for finger method or the shaping only once, and we spend much more time in our frozen position. And this will make programming the right posture much more easy than when you keep on practicing like this finger for finger method. You might end up programming that particular movement. Okay, third step is just a rinse and repeat. We're going to relax our hand, wave it around a little bit, and make sure you don't feel any weird stuff before we go back to step 1. And you might already find that your fingers want to go back in that chord position, and that's a very desirable thing. Now, this cycle of practicing a new chord shape might take up only a minute or so. So repeating this a couple of times daily, you will find out that your fingers will be able to find their way pretty quickly. Now let's say we got this very simple 4/4 chord progression we're going to practice. First we're going to try to change out our chords well in advance so you don't end up having to hold up your playing. Each chord will last for 1 measure and we're going to change the chord on the 4th count of the measure. Make sure though, and that's important, to either rhythmically strum it in the air, your 4th count, or on your open strings. And so don't worry about any open string noise or buzzes, and it's all good for now. And don't worry about tempo either. Speed will just come as a free byproduct of repetitive practicing. Let's go. Okay, for this little chord progression exercise, we're going to play the chords E, A, and D. When you change out these chords, make sure you keep your fingers very close to the neck of the guitar, when possible even on the strings. So your chord changes are going to look a little bit like this. And don't lift your fingers up in the air, as this will make making mistakes more easily. Ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Chord change. 1, 2, 3. Change. 1, 2, 3. Change. 1, 2, 3. Change. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now before you're going to raise the tempo, you might want to invite some 8 notes into the game. So, now we're going to change out our chords on the afterbeat of the 4th count. That's going to look like this. Your counting can be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That last and, that's where we're going to do our chord changing now. And the exercise might look like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Chord change. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Change. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Change. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Change. So please note that your quarter notes are your downstrokes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and your afterbeats are your natural 8 notes in between those downstrokes. They will go like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, here's one simple bonus exercise if you are really struggling to get your fingers under control and you cannot seem to get them working for you. Place your fingers all on one string and each in their own position. So let's say this fret, this fret, this fret, and this fret. Every finger gets one position. Now do this. Lift up your first finger. Do that, let's say 10 times as if it were a little bit of a sport. And your second finger. Your third finger. Your fourth finger. And then try combinations of 2 fingers. So let's say the first 2 fingers, the second 2 fingers, the third 2 fingers, And then here are the harder ones, finger 1 and 3. Finger 2 and 4. Now the outer fingers will be more easy. And then you can try this. First you place one finger on the next string and lift your lift the other fingers up together and move up the neck of the guitar like this. Now this is pretty hard stuff. Especially when you do these 2-finger combinations. See, they crawl up like a little spider of some sort. Don't practice too much. Well, that seems like an obvious joke, but here's what I mean by that. Instead of getting it to work immediately and trying to practice for 1 hour straight and only ending up frustrated, try starting out, just pick a concept you want to practice on, and let's say practice a solid 10 minutes a day daily on this concept. At 10 minutes that seems deceptively low and little time, but if you practice this daily for 6 days straight with 1 day off, that makes for 1 hour actual effective practicing, and that will usually yield positive results. So try to track your practice routine and watch yourself progressing, and hopefully this will help you to overcome your challenges with much more ease than you would think. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully this video was of any use to you. Please feel free to leave a comment here below and let me know if there is a certain guitar topic that you would like to see covered in a video like this. Up until then, please take care, behave, and we'll see each other soon.